Tonight at the Santiago Bernabeu unfolded like a thriller scripted to the last heartbeat. Real Madrid eventually lifted their first Champions League 3 points of the season by a 2-1 scoreline, but the scoreboard tells only half the story. From the very start, Madrid pressed and created chances, yet a turnover in midfield from Arda Güler, a momentary lapse that left Mason Greenwood free to slide a pass through, allowed Timothy Weah to strike and hand Marseille an early lead, and suddenly the hosts found themselves chasing both the game and a growing sense of urgency. The response came quicker than some expected. A clear foul on Rodrigo brought a penalty, and when Kylian Mbappé stepped up, he delivered with the coolness of a seasoned finisher, sending the match level and swinging momentum back toward Los Blancos. As the minutes ticked by, the contest hardened into a battle of nerves, with Marseille defending resolutely and Madrid probing for the opening that would truly settle the night. The tension snapped in the 72nd minute in a sequence nobody in white will forget. A VAR call summoned the referee to the monitor, and what followed was a straight red card for captain Dani Carvajal, shown for a brief headbutt on Marseille keeper Geronimo Rulli after a confrontation that the match officials deemed violent. The dismissal left Madrid with 10 men and the stadium stunned. The narrative of the match pivoted in an instant from comeback to crisis. Yet even with numerical inferiority and a visibly rattled crowd, Madrid kept pushing and drama returned in the dying minutes when a handball decision gave them another penalty. Mbappé, who had already shown nerves of steel, again took responsibility and fired home the spot kick that would decide the tie, converting a brace of penalties to seal a 2-1 victory and cap an evening of extreme highs and lows. The final whistle brought relief, but also a thicket of questions. Marseille left convinced they had been hard done by the decisive call, their coach publicly furious about the refereeing, while Madrid needed to reconcile the joy of 3 points and a Euros too. 1 million boost for the club with the headache of losing their captain to a suspension that will now alter Xabi Alonso's selection options for the coming weeks. On a human level, the image of Carvajal apologising in the dressing room, admitting he fell into Rulli's trap, will replay across social channels and pundit panels, a lament from a veteran who knows the cost of a split-second lapse in temper. For Mbappé, this night layers onto his growing status as Madrid's talisman 2 penalties, 2 decisive conversions, and the kind of match-winning presence managers crave. For Marseille, the performance will be both encouraging and infuriating. They exposed vulnerabilities in Madrid's build-up and took advantage of a turnover to score. Yet they will remain haunted by a refereeing decision that swung the result, and by the fine margins separating a famous upset from an agonising near-miss. Looking ahead, the result reshapes group dynamics. Madrid grabbed momentum and the money that accompanies a group win. Marseille left to stew and regroup, and the disciplinary fallout from the red card could influence who plays and how both teams approach the next match day. Tonight was a reminder that football is drama first, narrative second, a place where heroes and errors coexist, where a captain's lapse can be as memorable as a striker's cool finish, and where a single VAR check can rewrite an entire evening. Fans will argue about decisions, pundits will replay the headbutt and the spot kicks, and both managers will walk away with lessons. But the headlines are simple. Real Madrid survived the chaos, Mbappé delivered the decisive blows, and the Champions League has already served up a night of controversy and cinema at the Bernabeu.